Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video we will discuss about an important topic, that is seed formation or formation of seed. Before starting the topic, firstly I would like to tell about the parts of seed. We know that a seed has three essential parts. First one is embryo, second one is endosperm, and third one is coverings. The embryo, which develops into new plant. The second part is food storage material, which is available to nourish the embryonic plant. This may be either endosperm tissue or the fascicotyledons, part of the embryo itself. Seed coverings, which are usually two seed coats but may include other parts of the ovariole. Coverings protect the seed and may help control seed dormancy. Here we can see is a normal seed, and this is the embryo, and this is food storage or endosperm, and this is seed coat. Outer layer is known as seed coat. So this is the main essential three parts of a seed. Now we are going to learn about the seed formation. Here we can see is a complete flower. We know that a complete flower contains both male and female parts. So this is the male parts, that is anther, and this is the female part, that is ovary. And ovary contains MMC, that is megaspore mother cell, that is mature ovary. And anther contains microspore, that is pollen grain, and pollen grain go to the female part, and this is called pollination. And then sperms go to the ovary, that is occur in fertilization. So we will learn pollination and fertilization details in this video. So let's get started. The process of seed formation follows fertilization, the union of gametes formed by process of meiosis, which occurs after pollination, deposition of pollen on the stigma of the flower. Here you can see that pollen grain occur in the stigma, deposit in the stigma, which is known as pollination. Then anther contain pollen grains. When anther dies, pollen grains are released on ready to transported to the stigma by various vectors or agent of pollination. That means different types of agents and pollination helps to dehisce the pollen grain onto the stigma to create pollination. Then pollen grain germinates on the stigma and produces a pollen tube that carries two sperm nuclei and haploid, which is haploid, down the style and into the embryo sac. That means stigma pollen grain germinates and produces two sperm nuclei. Here we can see that pollen grain germinates on the stigma and produce two sperm nuclei, and this is called tube nucleus. And the tube is two sperm nuclei. Then sperm nuclei go to the mature ovary. The sperm nuclei are produced by the mitotic division of the generative cell. In the embryo sac, the sperm fertilizes the egg to form zygote. Here you can see that one sperm nuclei go to form zygote. This is form zygote, and fertilization thus restores the diploid number of the cell. The other sperm fuses with the large central cell of the embryo sac to produces triploid cell, process called triple fusion. That means there are two sperm nuclei. First one fused with this, which is called zygote, and second nucleus fused with this, which create primary endosperm nucleus or triple fusion. Then The process whereby both zygote and cell with 3 nuclei are formed within the embryo sac called double fertilization. That means in this embryo sac double fertilization occurs with 2 sperm nuclei. First one creates zygote and second one creates endosperm. That means double fertilization occurs in this polar sac, nucleus sac. Then the next step after fertilization is the development of the ovule containing zygote and thus triploid central cell into a seed. That means this is converted next in next further this is converted into seed. So this is the process of seed formation. Then here we can see the parts of the seed as they develop from the parts of the flower are: ovary changes into fruit, ovule changes into seed, integuments changes into seed coats, nucellus changes into perisperm, and polar nucleus changes into endosperm, and egg nucleus changes into embryo. So this is the parts of the seed as they develop from the parts of the flower. So this is the entire process of seed formation. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.